In this DaVinci Resolve tutorial, we are going to create this simple text animation inside DaVinci Resolve. So let's get started. Open DaVinci Resolve 17 and let's start by doing basic setting first. So click on this gear button and let's make the project size by 1920 by 1080 and let's select a frame rate. In this case I am selecting 30 frames per second and playback frame rate also 30 and click on save. Now we are going to create this animation in this Fusion page. For that we need to take a new Fusion composition. For that go to media pool, right click on it and select new Fusion composition and let's call it as Fusion comp. Make the duration as 5 seconds, frame rate 30 and click on create. Now drag and drop the Fusion composition to the timeline and go to your Fusion page. Here we have the media out node, so let's drag it over here and we need to take a background node. For that click on this icon to add a background node, drag the background one to the viewer and make this by single view. Now let's change the background color to a white color. Now we are going to add a text node. For that click on this icon to add a text node, drag the text one to the viewer, go to the inspector window and type the text on here. I am typing as create and change the font of the text. In this case I am using Go Bold font style and bring the size of the text around 0.26, hit enter. Now we are going to add a scale animation for this text animation. For that go to 60 frames position and right click on size, click on animate, go to the beginning of this animation and bring the size value around 0.2, hit enter and go to the 90 frame position and down the size value around 0.25, hit enter and go to the end of this animation and down the size value around 0.2, hit enter. Now let's have a preview of our animation. Now let's make this animation smoother. So click on this icon to open this spline window and check on this text one and click on this button to fit. Select all the keyframes, hit S to smooth or you can click on this icon to smooth. Bring the CTI beginning of this animation and drag this handle like this. Bring the CTI to the end of this animation and drag this handle like this and close this spline window and let's have a preview of animation. Now it is looking perfect. Now we have to merge these two nodes. For that we need to connect this yellow point with this background and we will get this merge one and drag the merge one to the viewer. Now we can't see the text, so let's make the color of the text to black color and hit OK. Now it is looking perfect. Now we are going to add a write on animation for this text. For that go to the 30 frame position and go to the inspector window and here we have the write on property. So right click on it and click on animate. Go to the beginning of this animation and bring this end value like this and go to around 125 frame and click on this diamond button to add a keyframe. Go to the end of this animation and bring the start value like this. Now let's have a preview of an animation. Now we have an effect which is looking like this. The animation is not smoother now, so let's make it smoother. Go to the spline window unselect all the size, start value, and check on this end value and click on fit button. You will see we have an unwanted keyframes, so select these two keyframes, click on delete and again click on fit and select these keyframes, hit S to smooth and uncheck the end value and select the start value and click on fit button and select these two keyframes, hit S to smooth and close this spline window and let's have a preview of an animation. Now it is looking perfect. Now go to the flow window, right click on it and select arrange tools to grid and we can arrange these nodes in neat way. Now select this merge one node, hit shift plus spacebar to open this search tool option and search for the effect called invert and click on this add button to add this invert color of node and drag the invert color to the viewer and we will have an effect which is looking like this. Now we need to add a rectangle mask. For that, click on this icon to add a rectangle mask and connect this yellow point with this invert and go to the inspector window and let's do some setting with this rectangle and change the width value to 1 and change the height value to 0.4, hit enter and change the rotation value to 60 degrees, hit enter and make this center value to 0.56, hit enter. It's too much. 0.55, hit enter. Now let's animate this rectangle. So go to 60 frame position, right click on center, click on animate, go to the beginning of this animation and bring this rectangle out of the frame and let's make the center value around minus 0.3, hit enter and go to 90 frames position and bring this rectangle like this and go to the end of this animation and bring the rectangle mouse out of the frame and keep the center X value around 1.3, hit enter. Now let's have a preview of an animation. In this case the animation is not smoother. Let's smooth this animation. Open this spline window and unselect the text 1 and select the rectangle 1 and click on this fit button to fit and select these all keyframes. Click on this button to smooth and keep the CTI at 0 frames and bring the handle like this and go to the end of this animation around 150 frames and bring this handle like this and close this spline window. Now let's have a preview of an animation. Now it is looking perfect. Now connect this media out node with this invert node and go to your edit base. If you want to add multiple text, select the fusion composition, press Ctrl plus C to copy, bring the CTI at here and press Ctrl V to paste and select this second fusion comp, go to the fusion page and select the text 1 and change the text like this. And again go to the edit base and let's have a preview of an animation. So we have made the text animation inside DaVinci Resolve. So see you in the next video.